Ladies and gentlemen, our final award of the evening is the Lifetime Achievement Award, and that goes to Julia Unwin, Chair of the Inquiry into the Future of Civil Society. Julia is an experienced, well-known and respected senior strategic leader with extensive professional leadership experience in the voluntary and public sectors and corporate social responsibility. Julia has experience in the regulatory environment, having served at a very senior level at the Housing Corporation, the Charity Commission, and as Deputy Chair and later Chair of the Food Standards Agency, and until December 2016 as CEO of the Joseph Rowntree Foundation. Julia was Chief Executive of the Joseph Rowntree Foundation and the Joseph Rowntree Housing Trust from 2007 to 2016. Julia oversaw the development of JRF, the Foundation's comprehensive strategy to resolve UK poverty, the organisation's largest programme to date. During her time at JRF and JRHT, she developed and implemented a clear and compelling strategic direction for the organisations, modernised and renewed internal governance and management systems, and led JRF to adopt a four-nation outlook, establishing a strong presence in Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, as well as England. Under Julia's leadership, JRHT developed a new mixed-income community of environmentally friendly housing in York. Other notable achievements include JRF and JRHT's influential work on loneliness and the implications for an ageing society, particularly with respect to the issue of dementia. She's also the published author of the book Why Fight Poverty. Julia was awarded an OBE in 2000 for her services to the Housing Corporation and a CBE in 2006 as Deputy Chair of the Food Standards Agency for services to consumers. She received an Outstanding Leadership Award at the 2010 Charity Awards. The presenter said, "It's hard to overstate the impact that her work has had on social policy in the UK." We echo that sentiment in recognising Julia tonight with CMI's Lifetime Achievement Award. Please join me in congratulating Julia. Got the trophy, the prize.
It's very beautiful. Thank you. Your Royal Highness, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for this generous recognition of what I have tried to do. Receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award produces a rather mixed set of emotions, or at least it does in me. There's the horror of the passing of time. Lifetime achievement is very aging as a concept. Lifetime awards, by definition, mark that passage of time, and that's a bit of a worry for someone like me, who's often found myself wondering what I'll do when I finally grow up. I guess this award is a great reminder that I can't wait much longer for that glorious moment. So there's horror. There's obviously shock at the acknowledgement of a career that has, as I think it has for so many of us, felt like a combination of opportunity, good luck, with more than the usual input of apparently random decisions, fresh starts, bad decisions, and reversals. If the typical modern manager is someone who starts working life with a clear plan, milestones, and goals, and then methodically works through it, then I am no modern manager. But there's also pride that a lifetime of learning, paying attention to how others do things, being incredibly curious, learning from others, trying to do things differently, exploring new approaches to that goal we call leadership, is recognised with this wonderful award. Because leadership is a skill, and learning how to do it is never over. It changes every day and brings new challenges and also new opportunities almost every day. And I have learned a lot in the course of my career. I've learned that good leaders don't stride ahead to put a flag on the hill, and that even if that worked once decades ago, now you'd probably end up halfway up the hill with the flag and nobody following you. Good leaders are nearly always walking at the pace of the slowest, bringing up the rear, encouraging and supporting others as together they head for the summit. I've learned that storytelling is a skill without parallel. Being able to tell and tell and tell again the story of where we came from and where we're going is just as important as knowing your way around the bottom line, the KPIs, the profit margins. I've learned that paying attention, really paying attention, matters most. Knowing that change is often what's happening at the margins, the outstations, the far-flung branches, not always around the boardroom table. That leadership means being aware that people working in the most surprising places in your organization know what's really going on. It's always worth listening to them. It's about knowing that the behaviors and attitudes we seek to encourage are rarely only found within our organizations, that are developed in communities, in networks, in the media that's all around us. Leadership, I believe, is knowing that the disasters, crises, and upheavals that beset management life could always have been predicted by listening really carefully and paying close attention. Was our global financial crisis, the effects of which we feel today, really such a surprise? Is the collapsing high street something we didn't see coming? Is the upsurge in populist politics really so unexpected? Was the Brexit vote a genuine, bona fide, 24-carat shock? Perhaps if we'd all paid a little more attention to the margins, we'd have seen these big shocks coming. Having had roles in commercial organizations, in government and in charities, I've learnt that leadership is never easy anywhere. But leading organizations that can't hide behind a profit and loss account, that have to report on so much more than the bottom line, that have stakeholders of almost infinite complexity and missions and purpose that are genuinely challenging and stretching. Believe me, my last organization wanted to end poverty. That sort of mission requires massively different and valuable skills and ability, and those skills are infinitely transferable. I've learned too that diversity is business critical, that the worst decisions ever made are made by people who all have the same life experience, that people who have too much in common will never see the unusual trend, will miss the challenge that's coming from the outside, will never spot what's just around the corner. Creativity and ingenuity come from difference. And of course, we all know that what gets designed depends upon who is in the room, and that if only a particular set of people are in the room, what gets designed may not be met with universal acclaim. Right now, the country and the economy is experiencing precisely what can happen when the people who were perhaps too rarely in the room when decisions were being made are now demanding entry. I've learned that organizations are always and at all times about emotions. There's a rather comedic view that work is somehow clinical and tidy, that the mess of emotions and passions, love, envy, fury, grief, hate, is tidily confined to the domestic sphere, but at work all is nice and tidy. There's no one here, I believe, who doesn't know in their heart of hearts that emotions in the workplace are just as powerful as those at home. And just like those at home, when ignored, don't go away. Although I stand here with considerable humility in just the way Vivian described, and not a little amazement at this recognition, I also know that while we rightly focus on the achievements of some women, and we talk about the numbers of women in senior roles, and the numbers of women in our pipeline, and the percentage of women on our boards, and these all really matter, there are millions of other women making our organizations work, making our communities thrive, making our society work. But they are too often trapped in poverty and prevented from making a contribution. The answer to that issue lies not with them, but with all of us here in this room. We know, or we should know, that a thriving economy, A resilient community needs the talents of all, and that trapping women in widely, closely reported desperate poverty diminishes us all and means we'll never thrive as a society. Paying the women who wait at our tables, work in our shops and our cafes, our hospitals and our schools, women who care for us all as we age or are ill or care for our children, make the most extraordinary contribution. They already know the things I've spent a lifetime learning. And as we celebrate the achievement of leaders everywhere, we need to celebrate and, yes, reward the work of women who make all this possible. Doing so won't just change their lives. It will strengthen our economy profoundly. It will revive our communities, and it will make our society work for good. I'm honoured and humbled by this award. I'm immensely grateful to the CMI for this huge honour. Thank you very much indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our formalities for this evening. Please don't feel you have to rush off. Please have another drink with us and say hello to some friends that you weren't seated next to. Anne and I are very grateful to you for coming. Hope you've had a very good evening, and I wonder if you'd join me in a final round of applause for our award winners this evening. Thank you so much for coming.